Okay, now we're going to start the finals.
To begin the finals of the 2023 Bill Farrell Memorial. 57 kilos, just 6 matches. I'm Andrew Spade, JD Rader here, and we're starting off with a good one.
Ooh, doggy, let's go. Spencer Lee in the red and white. Nico Megaludis in the black and blue. Spencer taking a little poke to the eye here in the first couple seconds. The key for Megaludis here, do not get stuck in the leg lace. Spencer has been excellent with the leg lace here today. He's used it to pick up multiple quick tech falls. He's gone head in the middle leg lace and your traditional around the ankles leg lace as well.
Yeah, Nico wants to keep this in neutral. He's got some scrambles. He's got some crazy flexibility. Spencer wants to get this one on the mat and get on top in parterre as Nico drops down on a single. You got to watch that knee. It's out of position. And they'll go back to neutral. No scores after about 40 seconds.
Yeah, a big noise from the crowd there. Lee with a famous history of knee health issues, picking up the takedown. But Spencer Lee looking very healthy here today. No big brace on the knees. And now Nico, have to watch the left knee of Megaludis. Here's that lace I was talking about, head in the middle, but he's going to pop his head out. So now it's traditional leg lace.
Loading up again. Can he get the turn? This is...
Oh, my goodness. How did Nico not go over there?
Now that sequence right there, that when Spencer reloaded, that was extremely important to hold the damage to 2 points for Nico. This is still anybody's match. Spencer's been known to put him away. I think he's been on the mat, I don't know, four minutes total, less.
Yeah, and the leg lace can be like a dam. Once it breaks, you can rattle off a couple, but that first one is oftentimes the hard one to get.
And then you're like, damn, it broke. That broke. You know what I'm saying? You're like, damn, it's broken, and now the scores go up. Halfway through the first, this is a great representation of Pennsylvania wrestling, too. Two of the best Pennsylvania lightweights ever to come out of the Keystone State.
Same high school even.
Same high school, crazily. Now Nico on a shot.
And Spencer pulling Megaludis up into seatbelt. Megaludis hopping over that leg, but as long as Lee has that whizzer in, it will be no takedown. And Lee able to hold on to the whizzer, so we're going to get a stalemate with about a minute to go here in the first.
Yeah, really nice defense from Lee on that sequence. Megaludis was deep in on that single leg. And as you mentioned, JD, Franklin Regional, the high school in Pennsylvania. Both these guys also trained at the same club, Young Guns.
And shout out Coach Jody Strittmatter.
They went different directions in college. Penn State for Megaludis, Iowa for Spencer, although if you're listening to this, you probably knew that. Each only with one loss in high school as well. 3-time PIAA champs, both of them. Shout out to PA Power Wrestling for that factoid I read on Twitter.
Shout out. Megaludis, a lot of motion here, but slows down as soon as Spencer gets his hands on Megaludis, gets into the ties. That does it for the first. The takedown early for Spencer Lee, the only points on the board.
So Dan Dennis and Royce Alger, no surprise, Hawkeye Wrestling Club in the corner for Spencer. But we got Jay Jaggers and Logan Stieber in the corner for Nico, who's got the Pittsburgh Wrestling Club singlet on. They're all Titan Mercury, I believe. Actually, all four of the corner men are Titan Mercury, as are the wrestlers. So maybe they're just pitching in, or maybe Nico's training more with Ohio State. Not sure. Got to find out.
Nice collar pass by Nico, but Lee gonna counter, underhook throw by, now looking for the takedown, and he's gonna get it. Lee's got a really good gut wrench. That's what he's looking for here. He's got it locked up high right now.
That was some power, some strength from Spencer Lee, thrown in the half to corral Megaludis as we get a lost piece of tape thrown our way.
Yeah, Spencer's so good with that underhook throw by counter. It's not going to happen here, though, as Nico's able to get to his leg. Good hip pressure from Spencer. He's going to have to try and push back and break that lock if he wants to score from here. Nico's going to try and pull himself in.
And you'll see things are starting to get tense now. Megaludis very much still in this, but time ticking away. 2 minutes to go, and this is for, oh, beautiful ankle pick from space.
Getting in is only about a quarter of the battle against Spencer Lee, though. This is just when the fight starts. Again, Spencer potentially going with this rubber knee defense. And now Spencer reaching over, locking in the crotch. Megaludis trying to stay low to avoid the crotch lock. As long as Megaludis is still locked on this knee, Spencer's going to have trouble scoring this takedown. So he's holding on for a stalemate.
Spencer like a python or a boa constrictor, just slowly ratcheting up the pressure until he can get the score. It didn't happen there, though. Credit to Megaludis for holding on tight to that leg. But I was saying this is for a spot in the Olympic team trials. They're not guaranteed yet. Very few guys have actually qualified for that tournament yet.
Nico falls into Spencer's legs, and again, I think he's going to hold on for a stalemate here. No stalemate, but no points as the two come back up to their feet. There's a shot from Spencer Lee, fended off by Megaludis. Spencer again dropping down, looking for a high crotch. And now Megaludis back in on Spencer. Now Megaludis dropping him off to hip. He's doing a good job of looking to hook that leg, and there's two on the exposure. But now Lee gonna get two for taking Nico through, and now Megaludis has Lee in trouble. He's got a half Nelson. 6-4, Megaludis on top.
Wow, you saw Lee, his head was getting
when I say on top,
there.
Lee's in the lead on the scoreboard. Positionally, Megaludis is on top.
Yeah, wow, that was dicey, but Lee kept his composure, kept grinding through that position. Man, that's the flexibility of Megaludis. I don't know how legs go out like that.
And immediately Megaludis asking for the block. I do think that was the right call.
Yeah, Mega got that first exposure, trying to finish that takedown, kind of tipped Lee over, who then kept the body lock, rolled Megaludis over. Megaludis recovered, got Lee in a half, and then Lee had to fight off his back.
I guess maybe you get one for the reversal there, 2-2-1.
He's missing one. No, because I thought it was Mega's last score from parterre when he threw the half in and Lee fought off his back.
No, Megaludis scored the first two. No?
Well, all that matters is the last one. So Megaludis had the last exposure points.
Okay.
And then I thought Megaludis then stayed on top because you said
did, yes.
Lee is on top on the scoreboard but not on the actual mat. So I'm not sure where other points were in there, but as our discussion has shown that there were some things potentially that we may have missed or got confused. Certainly the corner, the brick came out. I don't know who threw it, Logan or Jay.
After counter-attack by red, blue became hand-to-hand, that means 2-point red, and after blue again bring red in neutral position, 2-point blue, final decision, 2 blue, 2 red, and 2 blue. Challenge lost.
So the head official went through the sequence as we kind of described it. 1 extra point for the challenge
That
loss.
pretty much does it unless Nico can get a 4 here. Nope. And Spencer Lee wins the Bill Farrell and qualifies for the Olympic trials at 57 kilograms.
Big win, got dicey there. That flurry at the end, back and forth. Nico closed the gap, but it wasn't enough. And now Spencer, we're not going to see him at Senior Nationals almost definitely. He's going to be at State College, Pennsylvania for the Olympic team trials. And the award given out by the big guy, Bruce Baumgartner, best American heavyweight in history. Oh, and that's taking the shoes off. Danny Blackshear, a long-time referee. One of the best in the U.S., and he reffed his last match. A tip of the hat to Danny Blackshear. That was the applause you heard from the other referees and other people in the building that appreciated Danny.
We're going to have another good one here at 65 kilograms. Matthew Kolodzik immediately high crotch to Kyler Larkin's left side. Caleb Larkin, just like I said. Excuse me.
There's a couple Larkins out there. This one is a freshman at Arizona State University, and if you didn't know of him yet, he was 50th on the class of 2022 big board. You're going to know him now. Although Kolodzik wants to end that conversation, goes out of bounds and gets 2 on that last shot. So taking it right at Larkin. Youth versus experience, and right now experience has the lead 3-0. No slowing down at Kolodzik, rapid fire shots.
Yeah, trying to go back to that same shot. Larkin said, I'm not going to give it to you 3 times, though. What?
Sometimes you don't have
making
a choice.
It happen, yeah. Kolodzik looking good in his semifinal against Austin DeSanto and keeping the momentum rolling here. Or excuse me, that was his quarterfinal against DeSanto.
So Larkin in a hole 5-0 now. He still has the advantage for height at this weight class and length of hair. But that's not going to score you any extra points. Not on the match anyway.
Larkin had that crazy semifinal with Jesse Mendez that came down.
Also a quarter.
Just like I said, quarterfinal that came down to the wire. Definitely go back and rewatch that one.
Yeah, I'm cheating.
If you missed it.
I got Flow Arena up here. You can look at all the old matches, links to all the matches, scores, the brackets. Don't ask me how the consolation brackets work. I can't help you there. But Larkin went through Jesse Mendez, then Pat Lugo to get here. Henry Porter before that. So Arizona State's got a good one.
Larkin with the length, looking for that ankle pick, but nice thumb block by Kolodzik, keeping him at bay. Nice throw by Larkin, cuts across the front for the finish. Really high-level stuff there.
2 from the table judge, but the chairperson confirmed 4. And that's
4.
big for Larkin now.
With the way this is turning, this could be a match ender if he can keep it.
Not just the 4, but he's got space to roam. Kolodzik needs to break that grip. He's got to do something.
Yep.
Larkin's going to keep going. It's still tight. 1 more.
That's it.
That's it. He already got it.
So Kolodzik comes out, scores the first 5 points, and then 16 straight for Larkin, largely off of that leg lace. And, okay, I'll say it. Who had Larkin winning this weight?
Caleb Larkin with the likes of Jesse Mendez, Ian Parker, DeSanto, Yaya Thomas. And it's the Arizona State freshman from Valiant Prep in Arizona getting it done. Not bad. Bill Zadek with a guy he's looking forward to seeing more of in the future. Head coach of our men's freestyle team, our world champion men's freestyle team.
74 kilos. Jason Nolf.
High five to that.
Alex Marinelli.
To winning a championship. Team USA. Way to go, Team USA, as some would say. All right, what's going on now, JD? Another good one.
Moving on up to 74 kilograms in the blue, Alex Marinelli of the Hawkeye Wrestling Club. In the red, the Nittany Lion Wrestling Club's Jason Nolf. Post high C attempt from Marinelli. That's his go-to attack. Definitely not the last time we will see that attack this match from Marinelli. Nolf a little more all over the board. Just like I said, Marinelli going right back to it. Nolf famous for his creativity in wrestling and asking for a second, I think, an eye poke. Yeah, he's messing around with his contact lens.
Contact lens. He's got a little bruise, a little cut on the bridge of his nose. This is a physical sport. These guys have been battling. Nolf had to go through Quincy Monday and Michael Kemmerer.
A tight one in the quarterfinals against Monday.
Yeah, 7-6. Marinelli had an interesting match with Joe Seeley, the high schooler, future Penn Stater, and then another tight one with Tyler Berger.
Yeah, big win for Marinelli over Berger. Berger, the favorite on paper, based off of senior level freestyle success going into that one.
But the bull would not be denied, and now Nolf. Surprised he hasn't gotten a nickname yet. No ankle bands for him to place in the center of the mat after a win. So, but that doesn't slow Nolf down.
Marinelli posting one side, then the other. Nolf remaining in position. The key to not getting posted hard and ending up on a Marinelli highlight reel is not putting too much weight forward, which is tough when he's constantly pulling on your head.
Yeah, the amount of, wow. Oh, and then I think that was cheek to cheek. They went not quite butting heads, but or shoulder to shoulder. I mean, they are battling. This is stuff that would get you arrested if you did it to somebody on the street, but that's just good hard wrestling now. Marinelli
Good
goes
hard
on the
legal
clock.
fighting. This is what this is.
Absolutely. And Nolf's so close to getting in those legs, but Marinelli is a stout individual.
Yeah, he's having a hard time getting past the head defense of Marinelli. But all those attacks did get Marinelli put on the shot clock. He's got 10 seconds to score here, and Nolf will get the first point of this match. There it is, Nolf on the board first.
Yeah, pace is certainly not slow. Scoreboard hasn't reflected that, but give it some time. Things will open up between these guys at some point. Final 30 of the first period. I'd say Nolf's been the most active, and that was reflected with the passivity warning and the activity clock for Marinelli. But there's a big snap for Marinelli. Hasn't yet committed to an attack. There's a slick ankle pick.
He tried it a couple times, couldn't get it, but stuck with it and was able to convert there. Obviously, late in the first period, Jason Nolf sneaks one in to go into the break up 3-0 instead of just 1-0.
Yeah, that's the shot. That's the kind of finish you need in short time. They don't have a lot of time to scramble around on the mat. They could have been in, crotch lock position of 50-50, but Nolf, quick finish, gets those points on the board, leads 3-0 as Jake Varner and Mark McKnight talk to him. That's he's, I think, the only senior level NLWC guy is Nolf. Dan Dennis and Royce Alger after coaching Spencer to victory, trying to get their guy Marinelli over the finish line. We get a restart here. Highly credentialed college wrestlers. Nolf was four-time finalist, three-time champ. Marinelli, three-time All-American. Was the #1 seed in 2020, which we didn't get because of COVID, and then a round of 12. Nolf from PA, Marinelli originally from Ohio before making his way to Iowa City.
Now Marinelli doing a good job of not letting Nolf circle all the way back to the center. And as I say that, Nolf fires off a double. And another quick finish for Jason Nolf.
That was clean as well, and more trouble for Marinelli. Gut wrench, low gut, takes him over and 1 point away from a tech. There it is, another gut wrench, same side. Jason Nolf, 11-0 clean sheet. And on to the Olympic team trials that are going to be in State College, a place he's pretty familiar with.
No kidding.
We have 11-time national champion and Olympian, Harry McCoy.
And Nolf with the 2 fingers up to the sky, index fingers. Celebrating Kerry McCoy, another great legendary American heavyweight.
Man, that 74-kilogram Olympic trials bracket is going to be so much fun.
Oh, it's going to be a blast all over. It's hard to know where to start about even like what to look forward to with that tournament, but
Now wrestling at 86 kilos. Alexander
especially 74 kilos.
Hadley.
You got Jordan moving back down, Dake, Nolf. All right, but we're going to 86 now. 86 kilo Bill Farrell finals.
In the blue, Trent Hidley. In the red, Alex Deringer.
Nolf off the mat, 3-time national champ. Hidley.
And just like how the post high C is Marinelli's go-to attack that we saw right away, and we saw a bunch last match, that underhook cross knee pick is Trent Hidley's go-to attack that he hit right away here in the first 15 seconds, and I'm sure we'll go back to it before this match is over.
And another similarity between these finals matches. Nolf was a 3-time national champ, Deringer a 3-time NCAA champ. These two did not overlap in college. Hidley's still in the middle of his collegiate career for NC State. Wrestled the folk style match on Thursday up at West Point against Army. Got a pin.
I heard some bum was on the commentary mic there.
There was a guy, but don't worry about whoever was calling that match. May have been me. And then Hidley said going to go south a little bit to Manhattan. Wrestle in this tournament a couple days later, and now he's taking out guys like Olympic medalist Kachadze of Georgia.
Dueling underhookers here. Ringer really likes it on the left side. Likes to go collar, right, left side underhook. He's not quite as explosive with it. A lot of times you'll see Ringer punch to it, then throw by like there, or create a window to shoot a high crotch. Hidley oftentimes will punch to it and immediately go to like that cross knee pick or an attack. Step out, Ringer, and that cancels out the shot clock just in time. There was only 4 seconds left on that activity period clock. So Ringer going to take the lead on criteria.
Yeah, savvy veteran move by Ringer to get that when he needed it, and then holds Hidley at bay as he comes charging ahead. Yeah, the semifinals were impressive. Ringer got the win over one of the Mirasola brothers, Connor. I'll make sure I get that right. And the aforementioned Avtindal Kachadze of Georgia is a world silver medalist. And
probably the match of the tournament right there. Trent Hidley was half a second away from not even making it here.
And then he goes big with a 5, I think, or
four.
Four.
4, and then there was one for the loss of challenge.
And the lost challenge. So Kachadze, who's European bronze, 3-time at 74 kilos, has some major wins against national or globally ranked guys at 79 kilos. Bumps up to 86. He's training with the NYC RTC, and made this bracket a whole lot more interesting, and made for maybe the match of the tournament in the semis against Trent.
Pretty even first period, obviously, with the 1-1 score.
And it's not just Kinshadze. There's a lot of international wrestlers here. It's mostly, or I think it's all Americans in the men's freestyle finals. It is, but great international flavor. Wrestlers from all over, and then in the corner for Deringer, Sergey Beloglazov, 2-time Olympic champ, 6-time world champ. It's a good guy to have coaching your guys as well.
Right.
The Cliff Keen Wrestling Club.
Again, Heidley looking for that cross knee pick off the underhook, but Ringer able to defend. It'll be interesting to see if Heidley does fall here, if Ringer wins, will we see Trent in Texas in about a month? He can qualify through NCAs as well, and there's a last chance.
Yeah, so you're right. Technically 3 opportunities. The top 5 from senior nationals in December, held in Fort Worth towards the later part of December, are going to qualify. That's why I see a lot of, I mean, the talent here is pretty impressive.
And where can folks watch that, Spay?
I would say go ahead and log into www.flowwrestling.org, the site with which you are watching this podcast right now. Unless you see this match later on YouTube or someone else uploads it with our commentary. You never know when you see a video from years past pop up.
So Ringer is still holding on to this criteria lead. It'll be interesting to see if they call Ringer for passivity here, if not much happens.
Yeah, the power in these shots that are being stopped here before they really develop into a flurry is still impressive. So low scoring, but man, those movements, the steps, the ground that they cover, and the force that they're applying.
Well, points going on the board for Ringer. I think it should be shot clock, no?
Yeah, points just started going up. It's also interesting to think, Ringer started his college career at 157. Now Ringer's on the clock. Heidley's wrestling 197 in college right now. Ringer, though, graduated, say, 2016. Heidley's still got 1 more year of eligibility in a 6th year at Raleigh with the Wolfpack, his last season with the team.
And Ringer not even firing off an attack there in that 30-second period, so Heidley going to take the lead with less than a minute to go.
Who's got more in the tank? Both these guys I know had to have spent everything they had in those semifinal matches. Trent especially.
And now with 40 seconds to go, Ringer at some point is going to have to at least look for a step out. A step out would do it for him here, and he takes Heidley to the zone, but Heidley able to circle in, get his butt back to the center.
Savvy mat awareness by Heidley. Now he's got to kill some more clock. 22 seconds to go. Darren just needs 1. Heidley's got 10 to go. Ringer going ahead. Ringer charging forward.
They're going to make Heidley maintain contact for these last 4 seconds. They're not going to caution Heidley, though, unless he literally turned his back and sprinted away, which he does not do, and he holds on to the 2-1 victory in a very tight bout.
Yeah, low scoring, but plenty of action, plenty of fight from both wrestlers. And you see they're exhausted after that one.
Yeah, a lot of hand fighting, not a whole lot of leg attacking in that match.
A lot of muscles that need a lot of oxygen, too.
Yes, no doubt.
And then before we start with the 97 kilos, we're just going to say a few words really quick. Tonight, we celebrate the culmination of 47 years of international refereeing experience with the retirement of USA referees Kevin Maxwell and Danny Blackshire.
Kevin Maxwell, Danny Blackshire getting honored here at the New York Athletic Club. Many, many years of refereeing for USA Wrestling and UWW.
He has represented the United States in competitions in over 16 countries, including 7 World Championships and 5 World Cups. Kevin will end his international career as a Category 1 referee. Kevin, a former Marine, is a retired trooper from the New York State Police. Danny received his international license in 2003. In his 20 years as an international referee, he worked 10 World Championships, 6 World Cups, and worked events in over 20 countries. Danny achieved the highest international referee category 1S in 2015. Danny is retired from the Navy and currently is a high school math teacher in Oklahoma City. Please join us in celebrating the end of these two gentlemen's international careers. We thank them for the countless hours of service to USA Wrestling and the sport we adore.
So the traditional whistle salute for two great retiring referees. We've seen them overseas a lot, JD, between the tournaments that we've been to, various world championships at all different levels. There really is a lot of talent in the U.S. on the referee side. You don't think of it as talent, but
I definitely do not envy them.
yeah, they have a tough job, and we're going to miss those two guys. Moving on to 97, already the penultimate match of the tournament. Mike Machiavello in the red, taking on Jacob Warner in the blue. Machiavello now with the Lehigh Valley Wrestling Club. Did his collegiate wrestling at NC State. Warner, another Hawkeye Wrestling Club member to make the finals. And he, of course, was an Iowa Hawkeye during his collegiate career.
Blue action.
40 seconds down, no scores.
Mike Machiavello, a staple on the senior level scene at 92 and 97 for the past handful of years, but Warner just now getting onto the senior level scene upon the completion of his college career last season. And off to a good start so far.
Yeah, hard to believe Mach was down at 92 kilos. He is a full-size looking 97 guy. Both these guys, if they needed to, I think Warner could probably make 92 as well, but that's not a weight here for the Olympics, so they're up at 97, and they move quick for light heavyweights.
Yeah, that's 97 kilos, not 197 pounds. 97 kilos, about 213 pounds. And Warner gonna go on the clock first, as we have no points on the board halfway through the first period.
Yeah, period can end without somebody getting a point one way or another. So if it's 0-0 halfway through the first, someone will go on the activity clock, as is the case here.
And there's the passivity point in favor of Machiavello. Stutter steps from both guys so far, kind of half fakes. You'd like to see him follow those fakes up with some movement. Either a snap, a real attack, looking for angles. There's a nice arm drag. There's Warner looking for angles.
Some good flurries there, action picking up a little bit, still just the activity clock point though. And in all likelihood, we're gonna go to the break still 1-0, and that's the case. Both these guys took a little bit different paths during their high school to collegiate careers. Warner, very high-level recruit coming out of Chicago area of Illinois, a very fertile recruiting ground. Was a 5-time NCAA qualifier, 4-time All-American, including getting the 5 seed, the 2020 canceled tournament. Mike Mock coming out of North Carolina, Monroe, North Carolina, not typically known for producing a lot of D1 talent, but stayed home, went to NC State. Didn't make the NCAA tournament until his junior year when he made the round of 12, and then as a senior, won an NCAA title in 2018. So a real testament to that Wolfpack squad that Pat Pop has and the talent they're able to develop. And Mike Mock hasn't looked back since. He's been, as you said earlier, JD, competing at the top level of the freestyle senior circuit.
And here he gets Warner biting on a fake. Jumps into front headlock, but grounded here. But Mike, just came close to exposure. It's white paddled off. No points yet. And 2 going to be confirmed for Machiavello.
Yeah, that is textbook how you should teach, trying to finish on the edge there when you have a wrestler that's grounded and you're trying to get some points out of there. You don't just settle for a restart. Keep trying. You threaten with the chest lock, and then you run around when he's finally exhausted himself in defending that chest lock. Good job getting a 2 there. Warner trying to answer back.
And Warner, not a super active freestyle guy in his college career. He's played the edge okay, the step out of bounds game so far this match. That's always something to follow. Guys who haven't wrestled the most freestyle. And here you see him looking for the step out. Machiavello, though, very experienced freestyler. You see him, he knew exactly where he was on the mat, was able to pivot and circle back in.
Yeah, that was a brutal exchange. Both guys basically charging at each other. Mock able to circle back. Warner showing a little bit of grit there too. He has been a stalwart for the Hawkeyes. Starts all 5 years, or 5 years in a row. That's a lot of folk style matches, and he's still out here grinding. And inadvertent eye poke. I think that caught the right eye of Mike Mock, but he shakes it off. That's just a hazard of the sport.
Warner marching forward. Again, Michael Machiavello just better on the edge.
you see Mike Mock really amp it up at the precise moments that you need to. You can't relax at any moment, but once he senses an opening on the edge, he takes advantage. Now he leads 5-0, less than a minute to go.
Warner going to have to open Machiavello up a little bit before firing off an attack. And he's only got 32 seconds to do so. Of note, 2 twos wins it for Warner, a takedown and a turn.
Yeah, he's going to have to figure that out quickly. Oh, yeah, you're right. That was just a 1. Warner trying to be heavy on the head, but it's not going to be enough. Couldn't get to his shots, and Michael Machiavello will be in State College. Means we'll probably see Warner in Fort Worth next.
For tonight's 97-kilo finalist is Bill Farrell.
Yeah, really solid performance there from Machiavello. Nothing flashy, nothing sexy, but getting it done where it matters on the edge.
Yeah. 2 awesome dudes, too. Easy to root for both of them. Machiavello, one of the friendliest guys you'll ever meet. And there's Bill Zadek handing out the award.
And just one more quick announcement that at the conclusion of the next match, we're going to have the Outstanding Wrestler Award presentation, so stick around for that.
Outstanding Wrestler Award. Thinking I might go to a 57 kilo guy, but
Nicholas Godowski, Christian Lance.
I could see 74.
Hidley also going through
Going through an international guy.
And Ringer with a bracket that included Mark Hall, which, by the way, Conchazzi took out Mark Hall in the very first match of the bracket, and then Mark Hall came back to defeat Conchazzi for bronze just about an hour ago.
Conchazzi, I don't know if he knew what he was signing up for, but he
Yeah.
got run through
He got his
the
share
absolute
of mat
gauntlet.
time in today.
Yeah, of American wrestlers. But he is training in the U.S., so he's used to it.
Gwizdowski starting on the shot clock this match, actually.
Oh, yeah, gotta get that.
I'm just kidding. They're going to take that away, and we are going to start this match. 125 kilogram final. Christian Lance in the blue, Nick Gwizdowski in the red. Nice single leg there by Gwizdowski. Close shin wizard defense from Lance. Gwizdowski's going to want to try and pick him up and at least score the takedown. One offered, two confirmed. I'm actually a little bit surprised by that. It didn't look like Gwizdowski collected the far leg, but
Got just enough for the officials, and 2 out of 3 agreed, so 2 goes on the board. Gwizdowski talked about all the decorated American heavyweights that are here in the building between Baumgartner and McCoy as Gwiz picks up another one.
yeah, just a slight misdirection there, which allowed Gwizdowski to get into Lance's left leg on the step out. Again, 2 offered, but just 1 confirmed this time.
And Gwizdowski may not get enough credit for being a 2-time world bronze medalist, making the team.
People forget how good he was in college, too.
Yeah, 2-time national champ, 3-time finalist, 4-time All-American.
Would be a 3-time NCAA champ if it wasn't for some dude named Kyle Snyder.
Yeah, just some guy.
In one of the greatest NCAA finals of all time.
That is absolutely
I don't even
correct.
care what happens from here on out at NCAAs. That will always be one of the greatest NCAA finals of all time.
In this city, right here in
That's
Manhattan
right.
at MSG, about 30 blocks south of here. 30 blocks downtown, as they would say.
Single leg from Gwizdowski. He's a little extended this time. Lance looking for the exposure, not going to get it, but he does defend the single leg. He's able to get back up to his feet.
That's a high-volume shooter at heavyweight in Gwizdowski, and sometimes that happens with the counters. Little belly whizzer, get tipped, or front headlock, little pinch. But no points there for his opponent, Christian Lance, a 1-time All-American for Nebraska, coming out of Nixa, Missouri.
Started his career at Fort Hays State. Fun
A
fact.
Division II program, not far from where you went to college,
That is correct.
which would be Nebraska Carter.
Go Lopers. Short time here remaining in the first, about 35 seconds. We'll see if one of these guys really commits to an attack before we go into the break.
Gwiz where he wants to be, has a little bit of a lead. He's not going to be coasting here, but just gives you more options.
And perfectly timed single leg from Lance on the fake from Gwizdowski, but Gwizdowski with the crotch lock counter for 2. Lance sticking with it, trying to elevate. Gwiz able to bring it back down to the mat.
That is some strength. First to get that first crotch lock and roll Lance all the way over. And then when Lance had him basically hopping on 1 foot, Gwizdowski just crunched Lance down. He wasn't in danger of throwing him from that position, but he put Lance back down in a position where he could threaten again and avoided giving up any other points there. So impressive short time flurry. Nick Gwiazdowski with a 5-point lead.
Christian Lance rocking the OG Rulon shoes. If you care about that thing. You don't see those too often anymore.
No, it's good to see classic heavyweight shoes. I also like he's got Liam Cronin in the corner with him. So you got
it's the juxtaposition.
The anchors, the 125 and the 285 pounders on the college as teammates, and they just bond always, it seems.
Gwiazdowski single leg, rubber knee defense from Lance coming all the way around.
This is a key exchange. I'd like to see that play out a little bit longer. I think both guys thought they might have been able to score there 50-50, but Lance needs to figure out a way to get on the scoreboard. He's going to run out of time, and heavyweight, it's tough to mount those comebacks. Another good shot from Lance.
From Lance, again, heavy pressure on top from Gwiazdowski. And I think both wrestlers holding on for a stalemate here, yep.
Yeah, that one they were ready to restart. Final 2 minutes of the 2023 Bill Farrell. It's been a great tournament. Appreciate everybody. Helps put this tournament on, make it happen. The New York Athletic Club, USA Wrestling, and everybody else.
Christian Lance has been able to get to Gwiazdowski's legs. Finishing has obviously been a different story, as the score is still 5-0. Gwiazdowski attacking, but Lance with the counter. Again, we end up in the same position. Lance now slipping his head in between the legs to avoid this crotch lift. So another stalemate after Lance gets in on Gwiazdowski's legs.
So time working in favor of Gwiazdowski at this point. We round the final minute.
Gwiazdowski still looking fresh here late in the second. Gas tank not an issue. Lance again to that left leg of Gwiazdowski. This time the head is to the outside. So Lance looking for the exposure, but Gwiazdowski able to get that leg back, and now he's going to be in good position to score. He's going to have to break the lock first before he can come behind. Lance holding on, but time is ticking away as he just sits on this leg.
So no quit in Christian Lance, but that's a demoralizing shot to be on, and then to lose the points there to Gwiz. But that shows the veteran and the savviness of Nick Gwiazdowski. He's going to take this one.
Yep. Didn't get the lace, but it was enough to not have the two put back to their feet and have time run out. Nick Gwiazdowski wins this one 7-0 to round out our 2023 Bill Farrell Memorial.
Yeah, impressive display by Gwiz. He's going to State College to try to make the Paris Olympic team. It's the path to Paris. It's the Olympic run. Everybody has started it. We're off to the races. We'll see you for the next big freestyle event in Fort Worth, late December. And for everybody at Flow, for JD Raider, I'm Andrew Spey. We'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.
Hayden Jacobson at 77 kg.